Hey, what's going on guys, Pog here and welcome to today's video. In this video, I will be showing you guys the 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT during the nighttime. Now, special thanks to Murray Chrysler here in Okotoks, Alberta for allowing me to come down and film their 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT. If you're in the market looking for a vehicle, I will have their link in the description so you guys can check out their inventory. So here is the key fob for this 2021 SRT Jeep. You can see over here on the top we have unlock, we have lock. This one will open up the tailgate, pushing this twice. You can see here on the tailgate there are these two lights that illuminates the ground as well as the inside of the Jeep. We can either press this twice or push this to just close the tailgate. Next button over here on the key fob is the remote start. So pressing this twice will start the Jeep. Here's what it looks like when this remote started. Has the LED daytime running lights on. There's the side marker right there. Here is the rear. Really nice taillights. Pushing this once will turn off the Jeep. And the last thing on the key fob is panic. Now this Jeep also has keyless entry, so I can just put the key fob in my pocket, walk up to the Jeep, put my hand behind the handle, it will unlock the doors. I can then push this button here on the door handle to lock the doors. So let's start it up with the push button. And let's take a look with the parking lights. So here it is with the parking lights. It is really bright. Let's turn on the fog lights, pushing this button. Here is the parking lights with the fog lights. You can see it is really bright. Here's the rear. Let's turn off the fog lights and turn on the headlights. So here it is with the low beams on. It does say since 1941, and then on this other one it has a little Jeep icon. Here's the rear once again. Let's turn on the fog lights with the low beams, and here we have the low beams with the fog lights. You can see it does illuminate very nicely. Now this Jeep also has the automatic high beams, but because we are on the manual setting here, we can just push this forward and this will turn on the high beams. And here is the high beams. And now let's take a look with the low beams, fog lights, as well as the hazards. And there it is. So you can see we do have the turn signals right there. really bright. Got the fog lights, of course. Here on the side mirror, you can see there is the amber indicator. So if somebody is next to you, they can still see you that you're trying to change lanes. If they can't see your taillight, you can see it's really easy to tell that you have your indicator on. There is the license plate lighting. As well as the passenger side view mirror marker. Here is the brake light, as well as here is the reverse. Okay, so sitting inside the 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT, as you guys can see, it is a very nice place to be in. Everything is really nicely illuminated, as you can see. So looking behind the door handle, you can see there is this blue lighting. So it's nicely visible where the door handle is. Looking here to the controls, you can see the mirror controls. So you can select left or the right. And you can adjust your mirrors using this. Got the automatic window controls. So the two front windows are one touch automatic. These are just automatic windows for the rear. This will stop people from opening the windows in the back. It's also illuminated. Unlock as well as lock. Now down there you can also see there is illumination. The camera doesn't quite pick it up. It is much brighter than what the camera shows. But if I open it up, there's this compartment right here. So if I close it, you can see that illumination. The steering wheel controls are also illuminated to go through the different functions of the instrument cluster screen. The answer, the voice command, as well as hang up is also nicely illuminated. The buttons for the adaptive cruise control as well as the cruise control are illuminated as well. There's the engine start stop. Looking at the rear view mirror, you can see that the SOS as well as the assist buttons are illuminated as well. Taking a look at the sun visor, opening this up, we have a mirror with some lighting. Up here in the top portion, you can see we do have the sunroof control buttons. So this one here is what we use to open up the sunshade. One touch, the sunshade just opens. We can also use these ones to vent or open up the sunroof. I can push this to close the sunshade. This is to open up the tailgate. There's a sunglass holder. This button here will turn on the reading light for the driver. If you want to turn on the entire lighting for the driver, you just push this right here, and then that will also turn that portion on. You can just turn that part off, just have this one. Same thing for the passenger. You can pick which one you want. The home link buttons are also illuminated. Looking over here, as you guys can see, we do have our headlight switch, so you can see it's all illuminated. If we push this, we can activate and turn off the fog lights. So you can see I just push this here, and then it will activate and deactivate the fog lights. Now to turn it off, we can just turn it to this side, and you can see what happens is when your lights are off at night, all of these stuff is also turned off. You can see the cup holder lights, all these things are not illuminated except the lock, unlock, and all the mirror controls. Those are the only thing that are illuminated. Whereas if I put it into the parking lights, you can see it is illuminated with a really nice light blue color. And then obviously we have the headlights right there. And then this here is your control for the instrument cluster, so you can, and the buttons of course, so you can adjust it, and you can see probably get brighter and dimmer. I don't know if you can see it. And if you click it once, you can see the door lights, the handle lights turned off. However, the instrument cluster and the center screen got much brighter. So here's before, and then that turns on. But if I try to show you like this, you can see everything gets so much brighter. Another thing is these blue lights that you can see also get much brighter, like the parking here. All this stuff gets much brighter when you click it once. So you can see there, so much brighter. And if I move it up one more, all of the interior lights will turn on. And at that time, the lights in the handles, all of that is still on. Let's put it back to auto. And it's really nice when you have it on. Like if your lights aren't on, all of these stuff is off. So you'll be aware when you're driving that if I put it in reverse here, you can see nothing illuminates here. So you will know that your lights are off at night because none of the buttons here are illuminated. Here it is with the low beams and the fog lights. And then I'll just push that forward. Oh, we're gonna actually have to go to, because this does have the automatic high beam, so we're gonna go manual lights here. And then I'll just turn on the high beams. So here it is with the high beams. Gets much higher up there. So there it is. And when you turn on the high beams, the fog lights do turn off. So let's turn off the fog lights and then look at the low beams. So here it is just the low beams. And then here it is with the high beams. The fog lights definitely make a really big difference. You can see it kind of goes to the sides as well, so it's angled a little bit. So let's try it out. So I'm gonna turn on the fog lights and you can see what I mean. So underneath this, we have the fuel door button. So this is also illuminated, so you'll easily find it. There's a little bit of lighting underneath the dash, so like where the pedals are. So the foot area does have a little bit of lighting. And then of course, if you just turn on, if you open the door, it gets much brighter. And then the interior lights also turn on. And then when you shut the door, the interior lights turn off. And here is what the automatic side view mirrors dimming looks like. You can see that portion is different than the other. So when other people's headlights are hitting your side view mirrors, it doesn't blind you. Here's the other one. And there it is without it. Here we have the 8.4-inch Uconnect screen. You can definitely go and then check out quite a bit of options here, like the settings and all that. So if you go to lights, for example, it is a touch screen, so you can adjust how you like your headlights off delay, all of these really cool options. So auto dim high beams, flashlights with lock, headlamps with wipers, and things like that. So you can adjust all of that. Now the volume knob, the tuning knob, you can also hit this and then it's gonna turn off the screen and you can touch it or just push the button like this. You have the mute, so that's your mute, and then because if you push this, it will just turn off the screen. So if you touch it, nothing happens. So you have to like push it again to turn it on. And then that's where your mute is, okay? Hazard lights, will just push it. That's what it looks like here, and the instrument cluster as well. Temperature controls, so you can go over to the climate tab, adjust it nicely with the touch screen, or you have the physical buttons which are nicely illuminated, and you can just make your adjustments. Front and rear defroster, got the recirculation AC button, and then of course we have the perpendicular and parallel parking. So if I push this, I have to shift to drive real quick, so let's do that. You can see the ladder changes to red whenever you shift to that specific gear, and we'll just push this once again, and right now you can see it's searching for a parallel parking. If I press OK on the steering wheel, it's now searching for a perpendicular parking space. Here's what the Sport looks like, so you can shift manually. Let's put it back to drive. We have neutral, and then we have reverse, which will activate the backup camera, and then of course park. Now looking at the cup holders, it has this really nice blue light that goes around the cup holder, and then if I push this here, now that opens up, and then you can see it's also illuminated here. So you have two USB ports, an auxiliary. There's also this 12-volt outlet right here, and it's really bright in here, so it's nicely illuminated, so you'll know where you placed your phone. Now this compartment is a bit deep here. You can see you kind of have a shelf on top of this, so that's really nice. And it's nice that it's illuminated, so when that's open, that's kind of what it looks like. Really nice illumination. Here we have the launch control, so if I push this, it lights up. And then even if I shift it to drive, this vehicle is too new, so that's disabled right now. So let me just turn off this parking thing. Now the vehicle is in drive, so if I push the launch control unavailable, new vehicle. So we're gonna put it back in park. Now here we also have the modes. So you see we have auto, we have snow, and then tow. And there's on the left sport and track. So if you turn it, it illuminates there, and then it shows it right over there. Then we have track. And you can still turn the knob, but it doesn't go back to the other one. So we'll go back to auto. And then we'll go over here to snow mode, which shows a nice snow. And then here we have tow, which shows the Grand Cherokee towing. So we'll go back to auto. Here we have drive modes. So pushing this button will show you the SRT dashboard. You can go to performance pages. You can see the drive modes. So again, here it will show you which each mode does. So if I put it in sport, you can see it shows you the difference, what it will do. So there's auto, and then snow, as well as tow. And there's also custom. So if you push custom, it's the settings that you specifically picked. There's the parking sensors. So pushing this, it looks like when it lights up, it means it's off, and then it shows it right there. So park sense off. We have the lane departure, and then eco on, as well as off for the traction control. So pushing this, you have the eco on, and then here it is with the traction control off. Now the center armrest, there's actually two portions. So if I just turn on the interior lights, you can see this part, which is not illuminated. And then if I open up the second compartment, there is this light right here. So it does show you inside. There's also a 12-volt outlet right there, which is marked by this. So if I turn on the light, you can see right here, there's an arrow, but you can still see it because of this lighting, even in the dark. Looking at the passenger side, you can see that the window switch, as well as the lock and unlock, are illuminated. And also the compartment where you put your water bottle and some storage is also illuminated right there, as you can see. Here is the passenger sun visor. And there is a mirror with the 2 illumination right there. All right, so now let's take a look at the rear. Okay, so here's what the rear door looks like. You can see we still have the illumination right on the handle. There's the window switch, and then this bottle holder area is still illuminated. And because the interior lightings are on, you can still see the rear area really nicely. It's nice and bright there. There's also 2 USB ports, as well as a power outlet, and the rear seats are heated. This is the window sticker. We'll take a look at that in a moment. You can see once the door is shut, the lights will turn off, and you can see nice and bright a blue light behind the door handle. There's the window switch, and again the bottle holder area does have a light. So if I just push this right there, it will turn on the light. So you're pushing the actual light to turn it on, and you can see that's the space we have. Here is the other door. You can see the window switch again is nicely illuminated. There's the bottle holder, and then we still have that light right here. So if I just push it, that's what that looks like. And then here is the cargo space. Here's also the fuel door. So if I just push this, it will just open it up, which is a capless system. And here I have the window sticker for this 2021 Grand Cherokee SRT 4x4. You can see the base price, 78,895 Canadian. And then if you look, these are the standard equipment. So it has a lot of safety equipment standard. And then if you look over here, optional equipment, those are the optional items. Even the diamond black crystal pearl is a $275 option. You have trailer group, and then SRT high performance audio package, which are these really nice speakers. There's also the red seat belts. Then we have the dual panoramic sunroof, which is controlled with these buttons, of course. If I just push this, it will open up the sunshade. And then pushing it one more time will open up the rest of the way. It's just a one touch. There it is, that's what that looks like. And then pushing it once will close it all the way. And while that's closing, you can see here, there's the high performance brakes, of course. There it is. Then we have the 20 by 10 inch semi-gloss black aluminum wheels, which look great on this SRT. So the total price for this specific 2021 SRT Jeep is $88,490 Canadian. Here's the fuel economy: 15.7 liters per 100 kilometers combined, 18.3 liters city, and then 12.6 liters per 100 kilometers highway. Well, I do hope you guys enjoyed this video showing you guys the 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT during the night. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.